Glean this, ladies. So many people in this world cannot even entertain the possibility that reincarnation of the human soul into a new human body across time is potentially real. This is despite the fact that in their current life, albeit in the same body, they have already been many different people across time. You are not, at age 20, who you were at age 5, or who you'll be at age 40 or 60. There's enough to know you're a person with a similar fundamental basis, but yet you can acknowledge how different you are. Even the human body and face has changed over the course of one's life or current incarnation. If you were to try and understand the consciousness as a packet of energy and information that is changing, growing, evolving, transforming, and it is given a certain body, over time it may need a new body in order to continue existing in this physical material reality. So it's mind-boggling that people can't even consider it as a reasonable possibility. Some attack the idea of, well, why can't anyone remember their past lives? Beyond the fact that you can't remember anything at all from when you were 3 years old, and hardly anything at all from when you were 6 years old, all within this life, saying that nobody can remember their past lives is not technically true either. If you look at the work of Dr. Ian Stevenson, one of the few people who cared enough to study this, what he found was stunning. He studied a wide array of children, some 2,500, who could remember very specific details from their previous lives. Sometimes they could remember dozens of details about their former lives that were then actually verified. These are not things regular children would just talk about or even know about either at those young ages. Keep in mind, this research was done before the age of the internet, which also greatly reduces the likelihood that someone could just go research a stranger's life and then tell their kids to pretend to know all these details about their former lives. Stevenson even went to some lengths to try and guard his study against fraud from the children's parents. You can look more into this research yourself, but the point is simple. Entertaining the possibility that reincarnation is real is not a completely illogical position to take, even though explaining a scientific mechanism for how it occurs still seems to be far out of human reach. As long as there is no scientific explanation for how it would occur, many people, particularly of very scientific minds, will hide behind that lack of evidence to form their belief system. Many of those who grew up with the traditional Abrahamic religions, who believe that life is a one-time thing and then it's off to eternity elsewhere, will also not so easily entertain the possibility of reincarnation. Of course, where we agree is that the human spirit is eternal, immortal, but those who stay devolved can merely spend that eternity in lower realms of existence, reincarnating over and over again too. However, the claims of all these children, the details they provided, etc., should have been enough for scientists to go full throttle in trying to discover the physical and quantum mechanisms by which reincarnation could occur and to try and discover more tangible evidence of it occurring. Unfortunately, not many have tried to go down that path. There is little funding for such crazy ideas that don't easily generate profits for those doing the funding. Now, many people will ask why it's only children who seem to remember these past lives, even if they have specific details. Why do adults forget? And this gets to another brilliant point. You cannot remember the vast majority of your childhood. You remember some extremely happy times, some extremely sad or shocking times, and some very weird and seemingly random memories from your childhood. Let's call it age 5 to 10. Prior to age 5, you'll find very few people who can remember 1 or 2 memories. But prior to age 3, it's extremely rare. You know for a fact you existed on this earth when you were born, age 1, age 2, age 3, and yet you remember none of that. It's like your memory of that time got totally wiped out. So the idea that it's impossible that you go through a memory wipe between lives and reincarnation is not an unreasonable assumption. It's truly not a stretch of the imagination to see the real possibility. For an additional near 20-minute audio series that gets into observable proofs and presents very compelling evidence not found elsewhere, for reincarnation, you will need to join the Glean Princess level course and community. You can message us on IG, via email, or check out the links in our bio to our website to learn more or join the course. Whatever you believe about the next life, there is one truth we can know. In this lifetime, it's your time to glean.